This is LTV.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
That's right, live from the Piermarini Studio One, right? Studio One. Is this the Studio One? I guess. Yeah, this is Studio One. And we're live this afternoon. My name is Steve Mazzarella, Mayor for the city. Yes, we are live. Ronnie to the left, and Keith's here, and Bradley's here, and we got a new intern here. What's the intern's name? I just want to make sure I have it correct.
Johannes.
Johannes is here, and he already tried taking over. He was like in my seat when I got here. He already had the name plate in here and everything when I pulled in. So anyway, we'll see more of him. Anyway, we've got a busy show today, very busy, and we have a lot to talk about. So let's go right to the phones because we have an important guest to talk to today about Art from the Art Report. Art, are you there? Come in.
Yes, we are.
Come in.
You know, I got a big shout out to Wendy Weeks for helping me out, and you. The other day with the storm, we lost computers and telephones.
I know.
You know, and we need a phone here. So,
yes.
Anyway, by the time I got home, it was back on.
See
so
that?
How's that for speed? Huh?
We don't mess around.
No. And another thing, you know, it's tough. The older we get, walking, and just a reminder to the folks that down at Graham Street, they got sand down there. Bring a pail down and a small shovel or just a pail and scoop it in. It's got salt in it. It works well on your driveway. I use it on my driveway. Just don't put it on concrete.
No.
Because the salt in there will corrode the concrete.
Yeah.
And another thing I was thinking the other day, like someone said to me, what are you going to do? It's lousy out. There's no golf. There's no this. I said, you know, people forget that the library isn't just for kids in school to go study and do homework or look up things. They have a tremendous amount of things that interest adults in there. Mm-hmm. Not to mention daily newspapers from just about everywhere.
That's true.
You know, it's a positive tool in our city, and I think it's wonderful that we have it. And DPW guys did a wonderful job, and you got to keep your mailboxes accessible for the mailman, because now the snow is piling up every time they plow. It makes it difficult for them to reach from the truck.
Yes.
And they don't walk in our neighborhood anymore.
No,
in fact, they don't walk anymore.
They're on the van there, the vehicle, the postal vehicle.
Yeah, and you know what? It's amazing. All of a sudden, we've had the service wasn't up to speed, and I understand development takes more time, et cetera, but all of a sudden, the past month, we've been getting it at a reasonable time, which is good.
Good.
Not that we got anything that's that important.
No, I know.
Like a tax bill from the city of Leominster. We don't want to hold that up so you can get your pay, you know?
I used to like when brochures used to come. I wish we had more catalogs, brochures. They don't put anything in the paper anymore, nothing in the mail. It's
No, and they even stopped with Market Basket and the other ones.
I know.
Yeah. They're cutting back.
I guess so.
And the print in the newspapers is so small on Sunday, you need a magnifying glass.
Right. Well,
crazy.
Times are changing.
It is. They are. And we're here, so what are you going to do? Go to Foxwood.
That's it.
All right, that's it.
777s.
Have a good one.
All right. Hey, my brother hit it on sevens the other day.
Did he?
Yeah, remember
Good
our phone number used to be 77217. I don't know, whatever it was, and he's played it ever since then. But we got a new phone number here. But we used to play, and he won. He hit it.
Good for him.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. It was yeah. So he had a good luck streak there.
Well, that's pays. Well, when I hit my big one, there was a 7 involved.
Well, see.
Yeah,
very
I had
important.
A triple diamond, red 7. That was for 45,000.
Well, I don't play, so I'm winning every day.
I hear you.
Yes.
You should give it a try, though. It'd be fun. You'd like it.
All right.
If you ever want to go, you let me know. I'll show you where to go and how to play.
There you go. Sounds good.
Right.
All right. That was Art from the Art Report. And yes, we're live this afternoon on this really nice. It's cooling off. I can feel it, but it was a nice, strange. Yesterday, snow, and we were down at Southeast / Francis Drake Hill. And Ronnie was out there with emergency management. They spent the day making homemade cookies. And they had hot beverages last night, and they gave them all out. We had about 250, I'd say 250 to 300 people there total. Some people came in and left. Some people stayed the whole time. But there was a lot of people. I've never seen so many people sliding up there at the hill. We had a lot of fun. Thank you to all of the volunteers at the emergency management. They had a lighting plant that they brought with them. We brought music and had a lot of fun. Speaking of fun, we'll take a short break and we're coming back. We got guests today. And next, we're going to be talking more about, sliding down a hill, but in a little bit of a different way. We'll be right back.
Probably the first time I ever spun fire, it was like, just the rush of it was crazy. It was like, it sounds like jet engines are flying by your ear every 5 seconds. I don't know, it's just like, it's crazy. It's just my dream, I guess.
Poi, in my opinion, is a form of art and performance, and it is a form of meditation for me. No matter who picks it up, it's different for everybody because, it's just a blank canvas every time you make a movement. You're working with air and fire. So no matter what, you can paint amazing pictures with fire.
There's just this whole aspect of flow and style, and it's just great. It makes you feel amazing when you're done. Just you let out this big sigh of like, yeah, that was awesome,
You pick them up and you're like, okay, where do I go from here? And you get that little bit of direction and you just go with it. And you just let it pour out of you.
Some people will be really technical with it, doing a lot of stalls, doing a lot of really crazy isolated stuff. And then you'll have people that are really flowy and are really big into doing huge extensions and, huge butterflies and stuff. And
in other parts of the world, people are just doing a free form kind of thing.
Do not try that at home, but look at how cool that is, huh? Did you hear the expression? He said, when you're done, it's like a sigh of relief. Yeah, because you didn't get burnt. But boy, that is kind of cool, isn't it? Don't try it at home. We're back here at Inside Leominster, 978-534-1626. We're going to bring Corey on, and, we have Lauren Howe here, and we're going to be talking about, what's coming up at Mount Wachusett this weekend, right? It's this weekend?
It's this weekend, yeah. So thanks for having us. United States Louge Association will be up at Wachusett Mountain this coming Saturday and Sunday for the Norton Louge Challenge. And what that is it's a great opportunity for the public, the general community, to go up to Wachusett, experience the sport of luge using a recreational sled.
Oh, cool.
On a man-made snow-covered track. And it's an opportunity for everyone to get to know the sport.
See it up close.
See it up close.
Explain it, what is this? Corey, you on the line with us?
Yep, how you doing?
You're not luging down here, are you, or anything today?
I wish I could have luged through some of the traffic a little quicker than I had planned to.
Which way did you come? Which route did you take?
87 south to 90, so I was on the Mass Turnpike, but encountered most of my traffic in Albany.
87 from New York, did you come in that way?
Yeah. Down, actually south. Lake Placid is up by Montreal.
Oh, yeah. That's right, yeah.
Yep.
So you came north, really, right, to get here?
Yeah, well, south.
South. Yeah. South.
Really?
Southwest.
Southwest?
No, south, and then you go east on the Pike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You got it.
All right. Well, you're loud and clear, so you sound good. I know you're hands-free, so good. So anyway, this weekend, give us some times. And I know we had you as a guest last year, and And so give us some times up at Mount Wachusett. And do you have to pay for a pass for the day, or can you just come up?
Yeah, so you can just go ahead, Gordie.
Oh, yeah, sure, I'll take that. Yeah, it's a free event, and it's open to anyone age 9 and up, starting, as Lauren said, at 10 a.m. Race time is 2 p.m. We're going to have competitions in 4 categories, men, women, boys, and girls, and fun and free, so come on up.
How'd it go last year? Did you have good weather last year for it? I forget.
Yeah, I think last year it rained.
Did it rain last year?
No, I think we had 1 day of rain and 1 day of real nice. I think we kind of split the weekend.
Yeah.
Well, it's turning colder here, and then that colder weather will allow those snow guns to work, so that work tonight and tomorrow into Saturday, and so you'll have good weather. And that's what it looks like to me, based on what I saw. And yeah, and so this is fun. So everybody gets to kind of show up and hear a little bit of a story about what it is and what the sport is and what it's all about. Yeah. And then you get to actually try it out. That's the coolest. Then you have a race. Yeah,
there's a race in the afternoon, and we encourage everyone to stay for the races. And the top 3 or 4 finishers get a prize. So that's great. We have a
little competition, Corey.
Yeah. You know, it'll be a lot of fun, and you know, it's nothing like the clock running to kind of stoke that competitive fire within everybody. And you know, it's also nice because we have some former national team athletes and Olympians who will be in attendance. So,
really?
Kind of a chance to talk to people who have been there and done it in terms of competing at the highest level of sport.
Is this Saturday and Sunday?
Saturday and Sunday.
All right, so make sure you email me all the I'll try to make it up there on Sunday.
Yeah, we'd love to have you.
That would be fun.
We'd love to have
Just
you.
don't ask me to participate there.
Yeah.
I do like speed, though. Not like I'm fascinated by speed. Not on the highway, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I used to like bobsled and I mean, just you watch it and it's like, what? I wouldn't want to be on it, though.
Well, what's actually super exciting, too, is this weekend is the World Championships.
That's right, at the same time.
For the Louge,
How cool.
The national team. So our national team athletes are over in Oberhof, Germany right now preparing for the World Championships. So they race tomorrow morning. We have the sprint competition, which is streamed on YouTube, actually, at the Federal International Luge website. Yep. So you just click it on. You can watch it live.
You can find anything today, huh?
You can find anything on
Everyone's
YouTube.
got a channel. Everybody's got a channel. How cool, though, huh?
Yeah. So we can stream it right here in Leominster and be there and cheer on Team USA. Really excited to see how the athletes do. This year, actually, for the first time on the World Cup circuit, we're doing women's doubles for Louge, which is super exciting to see our female athletes go out and compete in the women's doubles competition as well.
Oh, cool.
So,
we've
already brought home a silver medal.
Yeah, I know. That's awesome, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I know you have to truck out of here and get your rollerblades and head out and be somewhere at 4:30. So thanks for coming on. And Corey, thank you. And maybe we'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah, we'd love to see you.
I'm going to do my best to get up. Saturday's a wash for me.
Yeah, it'd be great to have you up there, and you'll have a good time.
Yes. All right, good.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Text me or email me the details, so where do I go? And
I will.
All right.
Thank you for having us on.
I'll turn up at Mount Wattatic or something. All right. Hey, thank you, Vets. That's always cool to have you here. And we'll have you on for other things. We'll talk about PR someday.
Yeah, I'd love that.
We'll talk about public relations. That's Lauren's, PR for them too, right? I mean, that's what you're doing.
That's my role here with the team. And, Leominster-based PR firm. Here I am working with the United States Luge team.
We'll get you on just to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because that's an interesting field.
Yeah.
All right, Carl's here. Now, Carl, remind me, I'm going to have you and Scott on later.
Yeah, we'll try. Get enough time.
Oh, don't worry. I'm doing managing time today. So remind me, because you and I had a discussion about this a long time ago, about when the digital came about, and they had a million channels. And I said, there'll be a channel for everything. You remember that? All right, but I was off on what I predicted, but we'll talk about that. We'll have Scott here, too, as well, right? We're taking a short break here at Inside Leominster, 978-534-1626. Get your rest and luge. Be right back. There was a story of a little rat would come out of a mole hole every winter, and cameras from all over the world. I know. Kim used to go there every year. I know. There's a love relation. Huh?
This is my Christmas.
This is Christmas for her. so she's usually out there watching the rat. But anybody that knows the story is the rat comes out of a hole and there's all these TV cameras around it. Well, obviously the rat's going to see the shadow because there's all these TV cameras here. So here we don't have, this is very all natural. And remember, Don Featherstone was the creator of the pink flamingo. And as I travel the country and I just listen to people, nobody ever, I've never seen an ornament of a groundhog. I just haven't. But people send us pictures all the time and stories about the pink flamingo. So it's only right that we would add the Don Featherstone's pink flamingo into the ceremony to see whether or not he sees the shadow or not. One must admit, regardless of where you're from, that the groundhog is not a very attractive. Huh? What am I rambling about? Anyway, we do not celebrate that slimy rat or whatever it is that they all get around, all the cameras. They always say, did he see his shadow? How couldn't you see his shadow? There's 8,000, right? There's cameras all over the place with lights on them. That's all rigged, and so the only real way to find out how many weeks of winter or how many weeks until spring is to show up next, is it Thursday, February 2nd, 8 o'clock. Don't come a minute after. Come a couple minutes before, but not a minute after because that sun comes right up over the woodblock. It'll tell us immediately whether or not we're going to have more spring and how many weeks till spring, and or we're just kicking into winter and we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter. We're going to find that out. You don't want to miss it. So even if you have to take the day off, don't skip school, but if you have to take a day off or a vacation day, make sure you're there. We have crowd control, right, Ron? Yeah. We do crowd control. Thousands of people show up, and it's fun. I can just tell you. It's not like juggling with fire, but it's fun. Anyway, we asked that our guests come on because LUK is an organization that many are familiar with around here from many, many years ago. I'd say 30 or 40 years ago.
52.
Is it 52?
Yeah.
and LUK has evolved over time. And so anybody that's watching might know LUK in maybe one of the areas that they focus on. But there are many, many more. So at first it really started as an organization really focused on youth at the time.
That's right.
But now it's this like big organization doing all kinds of wonderful things. And Alyssa, is it Birkholz?
Yep,
is the
Alyssa
community
Birkholz,
engaged? Yep. Alyssa?
Yep.
Birkholz is the community engagement specialist, and Beth Barto is the CEO. Yep. Wow, we got the CEO here tonight.
Yeah,
everybody.
It's an important day.
See that, you guys? Did you treat her extra special? She's like the CEO because this is a big operation. How many people work there?
350.
350 people.
Yep.
Wow, that's huge.
Yep, and we also have about 72 foster parents that we work with as well.
You know what, in ELF, when everybody brings in the gifts to the CEO and there's that big long table and you say, just leave it there kind of thing. Do you have one of those big long desks like that as being the CEO and everybody brings you,
well,
Alyssa brings a gift?
We are a nonprofit.
Oh, all right.
So
your employees don't bring you gifts so you have a big pile of them because you're the CEO?
No, I don't need any gifts. They're gift enough.
I know.
Let's say that.
I'm just teasing you. Just remember that. And says, just leave it over here. The rest of them. What is that? That wasn't ELF. What movie was that? Oh, it was. What is it? Vacation. Christmas Vacation. When he went in and had a gift. Also, remember that?
Yeah, National Lampoon's.
It was a long. Yeah, it was a long table.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, and the boss was like, just leave it over there. There's like 8,000 gifts on the table. Anyway, so. Tell us about LUK now, because there's so many pieces: counseling services, health promotion services, out-of-home services, support services, training, everything.
We have a lot of everything, and I think our main mission is to help kids and families and young adults meet their unique potential, and so we do that in a lot of ways. We have support services, and a support service is anything they really need. It's not defined necessarily by counseling. And then we have prevention services. So we're working in the schools, we're doing a lot of substance abuse prevention for schools. We have intervention services, which are therapy. And then we have a lot of services for young people who need to be out of their home temporarily. Mm-hmm. And we also, I do a lot of young adults.
What a confusing world we live in today, huh?
Yeah, it is confusing.
It's sad.
Yeah.
I mean, and the hope is that situations that people may come through
Right.
our temporary situations, you're hoping, and you can get people back on their feet and get family back together, get kids back in the home, whatever it is, right? To get back to enjoying life.
That's right. That's our main point, that if they are out of their home, it's only temporary, and we're pushing to get them back in. So that's always what we're trying to do. But what I wanted to come here today is just talk to your community about things that they can access now.
Yes.
Because as we know, mental health right now, there's a lot of struggles with people getting access to services. So I didn't want to come here and offer up stuff that folks would have to be on a waiting list to do.
Right.
And
we wanted people to know you do this.
We do.
Because some people know you for one thing or heard things about you but didn't really know. And I said, when we had when we met at City Hall just a couple of weeks ago, I said, you know what, we just got to update everybody and let everybody know, kind of, right? I mean, everything that's going on.
So, we're really lucky that we have some grant funds that help us do these specialty programs. So I wanted to talk about that today.
Yes.
So as an example, and LUK it loves acronyms. So I don't know if you know what LUK stands for, Mayor.
Let me see.
Am I going to trip you up here?
No, I remember LUK because when I was in high school, junior high, it was like a big thing. That was in the 70s. I just remember it was a big thing. It was really concentrating on youth.
That's right.
That was his primary focus.
That's right.
So, I don't know. What does it mean?
Let us know.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
There you go. So everything.
They had hotlines set up at the time.
Yes, we had hotlines.
I remember the whole thing.
That's right. So everything at LUK has an acronym. So I'm going to give you a couple acronyms for your community to remember here, today. So the first program that folks can get in on is called WILD.
WILD.
You like that? Yeah. And it stands for We Intentionally Learn and Live Differently.
Very much true.
Isn't that a good one?
That has been my focus forever.
That's right. So this is a program for young people who may be struggling with substance abuse or on the verge of it. And instead of doing talk therapy, we're getting them out in nature. So it's adventure-based.
Montessori approach.
Yep.
Hands-on.
That's right. Experiential, adventure-based learning.
I like it, yes.
To get them out of their heads. So that program has openings. So for your community, if you have a young person who is struggling with substance abuse, we have a program for them. So I just want to
It's amazing what the woods will do for you, huh?
Exactly.
What nature will do.
Exactly. And then we have a similar program where we're using a peer model to work with young people who might be struggling with substance abuse. They're given a peer who has already made it through. So that is called Project AMP. So there's another one for you to remember. AMP. I don't know. That one we didn't make up. That one was given to us.
I'm in trouble. Minus 5 points.
I know, minus. And then another one I wanted to talk to you about is REACH, which is Resiliency, Education, Advocacy for Community Health. This is one for any young person in your community that might have been a victim of violence. And we have case managers to help support them through the struggles of adversity thereafter.
And you really want to deal with that right away.
We do.
You don't want that.
No, we don't want them to wait.
Post-traumatic situation that goes on for years.
That's right. This is the way in. So people can, just call LUK, 978-829-2222 to make a referral. But I also want to make sure that the community of Leominster knows about the new mass help line that went through. Are you aware of that, Mayor?
Is that the 211? What is
so
it?
211 is excellent. 988. I believe
988.
That's the suicide prevention line, which is excellent. In addition to that, that's a federal piece. Here in Massachusetts, there's a wonderful new mass helpline that the state has put through for anybody to get access to mental health services very quickly.
And that's 9?
And that one, they can go on masshelpline.com.
Okay.
And the number for that is 833-773-2445. Okay? What I have heard about is it's fabulous. It will connect people to a clinician right away, and then it will help them navigate mental health services throughout the state, including LUK. If LUK is available, that's fine. But this is just an easy way for people to figure it out, and that's what I think our community needs for sure. So
it is hard. There's so much out there, and the funding, the funding is on the table, and so people get grants, but it's not always easy to find out where everything is.
That's right. Yep. So those are a few programs that we're doing. We do a lot more. If your community wants to look at LUK.org, they can see all the different things that we do, everything
or just
from
call.
support. Or call.
Maybe some people aren't, some
Yep.
people out there don't use a computer or
That's
don't have
right.
access to one.
Yep.
So the best thing to do is call.
They can just call us.
And say, hey,
Yep.
listen, this is what's going on in my
Yep.
life.
That's right.
Do you have a program, which I'm sure you do, or
Yep.
you refer them?
Or we refer them, and we can help them through that process. Yep.
We had, who was it that was working with us in our youth programs? She was awesome. She went to become a firefighter at Devon's.
Oh.
Why is her name escaping me? I'll remember. But she did a great job
Yep.
on working with teens and students in the high school and set up good programs. And there's so much. It's just
There's so much.
300 and something employee.
Yep.
What's your coverage area? What is your...
Yep, we cover all the way in North County, and then we cover Worcester County, and then all the way to Webster.
So actually 300 people is not a lot when you
No,
think
65
about
cities and towns.
all that area that you...
Yep.
And so your focus now is on youth still? I mean, that's your primary focus?
I would say if we look at our data, we serve roughly about 75% young youth, and then we serve a lot of young adults, right? So that 18 to 25-year-old range. And then we're serving parents of kids.
Right, of
and we
course.
do have some adults that we serve for mental health and substance abuse as well, but it's a smaller portion of what we do.
That's amazing.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
incredible. And I really
Yep.
hope people take advantage of that.
I hope so too.
You brought some other things. You have a little newsletter here.
Yep.
Support and advocacy for victim empowerment.
Yeah.
Called
Yeah.
SAVE.
Yes, I
You guys
told
have
you.
meetings. It's like
We do.
Reach and Save
And wild.
and Wild
Yes. Yep.
and Luck
Yep.
and Amp It Up, kid. Right?
Yeah,
Amp It
I'm
Up.
telling you, we do. That's what we have fun coming up with the names. But SAVE is a wonderful program as well, and it's for anybody, young people or adults who have been victims of under the influence driving accidents.
Oh, wow.
Which
Yeah.
actually happens more than you would think.
I'm certain of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we missed the Leominster Community Action Team.
Yeah, do you know about that, Mayor?
Well, we have a community
I
action
know.
team here in the city, and
Yes.
we're about to take on some new members.
Yep.
And we started some time ago realizing, we started talking so long ago about, all the calls that we're going to,
That's
are
right.
it's increasing all the time. This is years ago, is mental health issues.
That's right.
And we're dealing with this stuff, and we really need to get, and so and I don't mean to poke fun at it,
Yep.
but it's true. It's sometimes you get the call to go to a house and somebody thinks somebody's talking through the phone line, or
That's right.
they're talking through the TV set or something, and it's not funny. And there are sometimes common denominators, key things that you kind of hone in on. It's nothing that you can really do. For the police officer, it might be at 3 o'clock in the morning and people are hearing things. But they're the beginning signs of things that are, maybe hoarding and some of these other things. In the past, we really haven't had the tools. Now I'm talking a while ago. There are more tools now than ever, but we didn't have the tools to be able to do anything about that. And it is so much better for them, so much cheaper for the industry that has to provide health care, if we can help them in their living room.
That's right.
And get them
Yes.
outpatient services and get them on the right meds and
Yep.
check in on them. And there are so many agencies and ways to help them.
That's right.
And we've been successful at it.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it's really helped.
Yeah, the Leominster Action Team is amazing. There is such synergy there with nonprofits like LUK and your office
Yep.
and the police and
department and
oh my gosh,
Janessa and
everybody's working together to figure it out.
and believe me,
Yeah.
it's measurable. It is
Yeah.
quantified. Trust me,
Yeah.
it's made
Yeah.
a huge
That's wonderful.
difference.
That's great to hear.
Back I figured how many years ago, we had one of the highest, now I'm talking 40, 35 years ago, we had one of the top 2 in the state calls for emergency restraining orders.
Wow.
And, emergency restraining orders, 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever. And there wasn't very much done. I mean, it's just like, okay, you're the highest. We got to get you we got to bring down those numbers. What are the kinds of things that you can do? It became like one person's job to do that.
Yeah.
And a community response team. There were a bunch of different acronyms for things. But with all the different players and all the different team members, it really is the way to get in fast and help people who need the help and get them back to a good quality of life.
Yeah, because anybody on that team can call somebody when there's something going on.
That's the amazing
and they know,
part.
right?
Yes.
And whereas if you didn't have that group that came together all the time, you wouldn't know who to call.
Right. And it's nothing worse than it's 4 in the morning, 2 in the morning.
That's right.
It's a weekend. Everything's closed. There are no agencies. You want to help.
Yep.
You bring them to the emergency room. If you can convince them to go, you can't really force them to go, although there are some new laws now that have changed things. But for the most part, you know, you may not be able to help them.
Yep.
And now we're able to help people 24/7.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing.
It is a good thing. It's coming together.
It is. It is. Well, I'm glad you were able to come on, and we're going to have you on every so often,
We would love
just
that.
to update everybody as to what's going on.
That.
Send us everything. We talked about that before, about
Yeah.
sending things down that you know, we can help promote for you.
Sure. Can we just share something coming up? Do you want to share?
Anything you want.
Yeah. So when we met with
Hey,
a
we
couple
just had
weeks
our
ago,
PR person here. Did you talk to her out there?
We did have a chat.
Yeah.
So we have our 10th.
There's another connection.
Yes. No, I got her card.
She's very much a philanthropist. She very much
Yeah.
helps out organizations.
Yeah, so we're very excited because our 10th annual Kids at Heart Gala is coming up.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What is that?
February 9th at the Great Wolf Lodge in Fitchburg. So it's coming up in a couple weeks. So we're super excited. It's going to be a really great night. Balloon pops.
Do I get to go down the slide and stuff? If I bring my bathing suit?
I mean, why not?
I mean,
Don't say yes,
who's going to tell you no,
They're not going to
Mayor?
let me in there. Trust me. I'm in there.
It's a fun play. It's really a fun night. Dancing, silent auctions, a lot of little kids with their wonderful mentors speaking.
Oh, how cool.
You know, it's fun. It's whimsical. It's right near Valentine's Day.
What night of the week is it? Because we've got
It is Thursday night.
Pink in the Rink coming up.
It is a Thursday night.
All right.
But we'd love to have you there and anybody else in Leominster. And if you want to get tickets, you
have
just
an
go to
auction or anything
LUK.org.
coming up
Oh,
with
yes.
that, right?
Oh,
But it's online too? Can you bid
It's online. You can
Okay.
bid online. Yep.
That's
Yep.
fun. Next
Yep.
thing you know, you owe about $2,000.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like, I bid on everything. I won. Monday morning, they're like, you won. No, Friday morning, you won. You owe us $2,000. I won. Pretty much everything.
Yep.
No.
Yep,
All for a good cause.
Yeah, and honestly, it's a lot of Leominster businesses have donated things to it, which we're very proud of. So we are now really promoting them on social media and saying thank you. So all around, it's a good thing. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
You didn't say much today. You had a lot to say last time we talked.
Yes.
I know.
What happened? She's the boss and you're afraid to kind of jump in on her.
No, she's the boss.
That's what I said.
She's great. She knows it all. So
yeah, she knows everything by memory.
Yeah, right.
She even got AMP. She didn't know that one though. What was the one you didn't know?
That one we didn't develop.
You didn't develop
The
one.
funder developed that one. Yeah.
Always make promises. I don't know. Something. Yeah. Anything that I forgot? We'll have you on
I don't
periodically.
think so. I'd love to come back on. I just want to say
Definitely.
thank you to the city of Leominster overall for supporting us. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So.
We've got LUK here. Let us know. That's right. I remember. It was a big thing in the
It was.
in the 70s.
It sure was.
A big thing. Just getting off the ground.
Yep.
They were really cutting edge at the time
Yep.
in terms of, you know, understanding the needs. And
Yep.
of course, at the time, you put in for grants, but there's never enough money. See, everybody likes to talk about the problem.
Right.
But when it comes time to put the money behind it, you know,
Yep.
that's always a different story.
That is
Well, thank
true.
you, ladies,
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Don't
having
come
us.
up. They're going to come out and
yeah.
de-mic you before
Okay.
you run down 190 with your
right.
microphone on, and you'll have the couch with you, and
That's true.
we'll have the film going.
All right.
All right, taking a short break here at Inside Leominster 978-534-1626. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Kyle Piermarini.
Hello, viewers. Welcome. I'm dressed as an adventurer today. My name's Carl Piermarini, Executive Director of Leominster Access Television.
Howdy, folks. CP here, and welcome back to Good Animation, the show that brings you good animation. I did that so Dennis can put some sound effects behind me, so every time I go like this, you're gonna hear something funny. Maybe not, it's up to Dennis, I don't know. But anyway, let's roll 'em.
There we go, and we're back here, and that's Carl Piermarini. Not only is he the CEO of this organization here, but and producer and so much more, but he also was victim of, as you can see, self-inflicted comedy. Right, Carl? Carl
That's correct.
would take one for the team when things are a little quiet around here, right?
Well, I'm a big ham, you know.
He's a
that.
ham.
I'm a
Ham and egger, as my father would say.
Yep.
Anyway, we're back, and Carl's going to be retiring soon, and so he already started like the wind down. He had a plan, like this is going to be the wind down, and he's got like each day, each minute timed out. This is what's going to happen as I descend, and then I'm going to hand off the baton, but I'm going to stay on the board, and he already helped find his successor. And Scott, welcome.
Thank you,
We'll
Dean.
get a chance to talk to Scott in a minute. And yeah, so there you are. It's there forever, Carl.
I know. That's the sad part. It's
You
gonna
can
always be
never
there.
run or hide from this stuff.
No. If it's not there, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's like forever.
So this love of sort of media started because Carl had a little get-together the other day down at Christina's, and I said, Carl and Jack Sully and who else was part of that? Greg Caccitti, I guess,
all the guys.
Alan Redstone, all those people.
Yeah.
So I always run around May Gala with cameras, the 8 millimeters or something. I guess that's what they use.
Yeah.
And that's a long time ago.
Yeah, that is.
And ever since then, I mean, that's been your thing.
It was fun. We used to shoot movies, and then Principal Sabatelli, Gino Sabatelli, used to let us have assemblies.
Right.
And we'd
show
set
them.
up a projector and show them. It was great. It was fun.
Not to mention Jack Sully doing some
That's right.
on the
somersaults on the trampoline.
On the trampoline, we'd all count.
Right. Yeah.
What were we thinking? What were they thinking?
Allowing about 80 of them at the time.
Yeah. How many did he do?
I don't know. Somewhere up there. It's
crazy amount. He would just do them.
Yeah.
And we'd all count.
Yeah.
35.
Well, we tried to get him on one a few years ago, but we couldn't do it.
I bet he could still do one.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Well,
But you're more cautious. Well, you have to think about, is this all worth trying?
Right.
What if this goes wrong? See, we've reached that stage where we're like, yeah, maybe I can do it, but is it worth?
Well,
and if it doesn't work out right?
As you get older,
you hold on to the handrails.
Equilibrium goes off.
Yeah, and you held on to the handrails.
Yeah.
So why would you start doing flips at 67
right.
years old?
Yeah.
Anyway, so you went to Gallagher, then went off to high school.
Yep.
Did you go on to higher education?
Yes. Yeah, I went to the Mount for a year.
Yep.
And took media production there, and then transferred to Emerson College in Boston.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Big time.
It was fun. Yeah.
And then you got a job.
Yeah, I started in Newton working for this place called the Frame Shop, working at an Oxbury animation stand, doing titles for projects, documentaries.
Wow.
I didn't last there too long because I didn't like it too much, but then I got a job at GBH.
You went across the street, got a job at GBH.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then you stayed there for how many years?
22 years.
And then you came here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remarkable.
Yep.
Now, we started, I think we had a little bit of a lapse where we were doing the show from my office.
Right.
And then you got a new studio down there at the Manning Ave building.
Yep. Yep.
And then we were there for a while.
Yeah.
And then down to Lancaster Street, the old DuPonts, where both of our fathers
right. Our
worked.
grandparents and relatives
That's
worked
right.
there.
See that?
Yeah.
How the irony of it all?
Yeah.
And then you and Tina who helped to
she
do
was
the
there from
finance.
day one. Yep.
Put a little money away for the years, each year, put a little more, squirrel it away.
Yep.
And one of the few access television companies in the country that owns its own real estate.
Yeah, yeah.
Remarkable.
Yeah, it is. It was quite the project. Well,
and you had to take this to another level. Technology changed.
Right.
We ended up, I don't know, you know all the acronyms in terms of some of the equipment. We were able to go wireless out there.
Yep.
And we were saying that we did a few shows that we did like streaming.
Right.
We've done Skype. All things at the infancy, right at the beginning stages.
Well, you've done a few shows. You were down in, I don't know where you were, down in Florida once, and then...
Yeah, I was in Florida once. I was in Amish country.
Yeah.
I just Skyped through there.
Yeah.
You could hear the horses and the wagons moving in the background.
It was cool. Yeah.
We Skyped in. I was down to see the high school. I was down to see the high school band was going to be performing at Disney. And unbeknownst to me, the date has changed. The date changed. So I had like 2 extra days. And I was down there. I really was planning for it. I was there by myself. Yeah. So I ended up doing a Skype from there, live from there. Yeah. So we used technology, football games, just everything that this LTV has done. And you've done a remarkable, just an incredible job. And now and you're ready, kind of pass the baton.
Yeah, I am. I want to spend more time with the grandkids and do a little more traveling, just kind of chill out.
Whatever. Yeah. You get up in the morning what do I want to do? Nothing. Right. Oh, okay. What do I check with? Me. Right. Let's take a vote. Let's do nothing today. Or we'll go travel, or we'll take a day trip, or pressure's off.
We were lucky. We did a search for a replacement, and Scott, it was like heaven sent him to us.
And he's from town. He lives in town.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Scott, welcome.
Thanks, Gene.
You sit next to this guy's a genius.
Yeah, he was impressing me with stories he was telling me about with WGBH, meeting Julia Child and all that. And I grew up literally watching the work that Carl did.
Yeah.
So.
No, good stuff. And every time they needed they were doing the news and they had a segment and they needed something for that. And then we're talking about JFK or somebody passed away, breaking news kind of stuff. They'd call Carl and say, Carl, get us some stuff. We need this for the news tonight, right? So Carl get out and scramble it all up, right, Carl?
Well, in your viewing, maybe, yeah. It was a little different than that.
Yeah, you were trying to make it sound
I know.
glamorous, but anyway, this kind of hometown, Carl, you get the job, this is your hometown, you start out messing around as a young kid with cameras, fooling around with technology, and all the way up to here.
Speaking of technology, I remember, I don't know how many years ago, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, you said, someday there's going to be a channel.
That's right. Now you're reminding me.
On every subject.
So once they digitalized everything, there was billions of channels, right? 491.002, 491. And I said, Bob Vila really started this. This guy started this whole thing about home improvement, and now there's everything. But I was wrong. I thought it would happen on cable. I thought if you were into model trains, you'd be able to go to channel 491.6. There might only be 10,000 people watching, but you'd have advertisers because it's a captive audience. Right. Nobody's going to be watching this probably unless they're really avid train people. You'd have one on fly fishing and knitting and anything you can imagine. What I didn't realize is it would end up being like YouTube.
Right,
yep.
Exactly.
So it really wasn't the TV. I mean, there are a lot of channels, there are a lot of shows.
Right.
A lot of them are like, I don't know, reality shows. But they never really picked up on it. Now, the same thing has kind of happened. So I was kind of right, but it ended up on YouTube where anybody can have a channel.
Yep.
You can have 500 people watching.
Well, in a way, it's easier to find things on YouTube than it would be scanning through channels, so you just type in what you want to watch, and you're there.
In my opinion, cable companies blew it because they had, once things digitalized, there's unlimited amount of channels, and it's just programming them, put them up there, and you can produce them with, you can do shows with your phone.
Exactly.
They really kind of missed that, but anyway, we were kind of right when we were talking about that.
Yeah.
So let me just read something because I had something here, and I know Scott's got things that he wants to do, so the baton, Kyle brought it to this point, and now, the building's up, he got good staff, now the baton gets here, and Scott has his ideas.
I got to tell you, Scott's been with us for a few weeks now, and he's just, some of the plans he has and what he's doing here, it's really, there's going to be some great changes.
Which is good stuff. Like I said, you had a lot to do, and you had everything to do with this, but it was busy. You got it to this level.
Right.
You feel comfortable, like, hey, good job, well done. Now he can focus on it. So everybody can focus on other things that you couldn't do because you were tied up building buildings and moving dirt. LTV is now, this is my little PSA that I got printed up today. I love it. LTV is now taking local businesses and organization donations for underwriters on all their great programs like Action Sports and Inside Leominster. LTV offers several options, tiers, levels, which they can discuss or find a plan that works for them and fits all your needs. Your support of LTV will help us continue creating the shows you know and love to watch, as well as we give the opportunity to create new ones. You can contact LTV Executive Director Scott Kerland at scottkerland@leominster.tv, or call him at 978-537-7760 extension 1. So we had a meeting yesterday. So we want to provide more opportunities for small businesses and other businesses to be seen. Lots of people watch TV, cable. And I know that because when I'm out in the community, people talk to me about either the city council meeting or this, or something that Ron or the crew did for sports, or something that we did, grand openings. So I get the feedback. So now we'll be come up with new tiers so it makes it more affordable. And say you're a landscaper and spring cleanups are going to be a big thing. You can now underwrite one of our shows and say, we do spring cleanups. Or I don't know, whatever's going on with. So you don't have to commit for a full year. You could do it by quarter, by season, right? So that's good stuff.
Because local access, we basically survive and run based on support from people.
Right.
I think PBS said it best, viewers like you. And honestly, watching the community come together for stuff, watching what Leominster has done and come together for great programming like this, has been so impressive. It's one of the things that I loved when I was interviewing and then coming in for other interviews, and then when I got the job, seeing everything that LTV had to offer.
And you have a good resume too. Talk about kind of where you got your start and what you did.
So as I was telling you yesterday, Dean, I started when I was 14 years old, using giant old VHS cameras.
You're one step ahead of Kyle because all you had is that.
There you go, yeah.
Tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, I was doing tape to tape. So if you've ever had to edit tape to tape, that's a pain. But then from there, I graduated high school. I went to Fitchburg State, majored in communications media, and then I moved to New York for a year or so, and I was working for Comedy Central, working at The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, doing freelance movies, as you know, every position on a movie set, getting paid nothing. And then,
that's the price you pay, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it was more about the
as
experience.
long as it's food, as long as you get paid in food, that's all that matters.
At that point, it's the experience of
It
saying,
really is.
I worked on these shows. Now you go off and get a real job,
and
right?
then
that pays.
When I was working in, cable, I missed community access. So then around in 2010, I moved back to Massachusetts, and I was like, I want to work at the station. I want to run a station someday. And then for the last, 13 years, that's literally what I've been doing.
Wakefield, Air, right?
Yeah.
And now you're back in your town,
yep.
right? You're back in.
Well, I grew up in Chelmsford.
That's okay.
But I went to college in Fitchburg, and I lived in
but I mean, you live here in town, so I mean, it's you qualify.
So when we were building this building, he kept going by and seeing the building go up. And in the back of his head,
he had envy.
Someday, I'm going to work there. Someday.
Yep.
That's what
he had a goal.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is exciting. So you've got some new things that you want to do. I mean, these guys do a great job with sports and the history, the preserving history that they've done here is just incredible. It's here forever. And then we talked. We'd like to get back out. We used to do these shows and go out into the community. We'll get those going again. We'll go back to the businesses. People like those. And not everybody can get out anymore. And I was saying how it was a feather in the hat when so many people said, I never missed a Leominster game. Well, sometimes there are health concerns. People can't make it to these things. They can't see their kids, grandkids, great-grandkids play. Now they can. And it's on demand. I mean, our shows are on demand, right? So somebody can watch it anytime they want if you really want to watch. So good stuff coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I just got to praise the staff here. Bradley, Keith, Al, Jack, our intern Johannes. Everyone is amazing. Robert.
Oh, Robert. Can't be. He used to do this. Then he got, I don't know, promoted or something? What happened? He used to be here all the time.
Yeah.
We used to do this 6:30 to 7:30.
Yeah.
And I felt bad. We had to keep everybody here from 6:30 to 7:30, winter time, summertime. And then it was also hard to get guests. I felt bad. People were driving in from far away, and then they'd leave here at 7:30 at night. I'd feel bad. So what we decided to do is, we do Santa, and occasionally we might do a show, but we moved it to 4 to 5, and it's actually been better. It's actually been better to get guests. It's better for everybody that they don't have to hang around anymore, and so So it's good. So lots to look forward to. And Carl's not going anywhere. He'll still be around. He'll be on the advisory board. And you'll still see Carl around town. And did you have any favorite shows that you liked at all? Is there any favorite thing that you've done that you produced?
Well, of course, you know.
I know you have everything.
Having a musical background, I like doing all the music specials.
The Colonial Band and all that.
Colonial Band concerts, and we did a lot of studio-based music specials. I liked doing those. Those were good.
And then you did the world famous time traveler there. Right?
I did the documentary on the time machine prop and.
That's right. You still got to get me into that guy's place up there that's got the collection there.
Who's that? Bill Shea? No,
it's got the I don't know, is it Winchendon or something or Ashburnham?
The Back to the Future stuff.
Is that he's got the big collection or something?
Oh yeah,
I forget.
Yeah.
I gotta get
Scott knows him very well.
Oh, you know him.
So.
Yeah, get me in, please.
Yeah.
I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy.
Yeah.
Let me do a few clips here. You're not going to run you off anywhere, are you? Let me just go through this real quick.
Yeah, you're going to go through your.
All right, let's go through our slides for the week. There's our numbers. COVID numbers going down. That's good. And we'll get an update tonight, actually, for tomorrow. But this is as the last 7 days. Leominster's down here on the bottom. We're down to 45 or so cases per week. And but the good news is we were down to hospitalizations across the state with 4,000 beds. And we're down to 1,000 now. But it was actually down to 4,000 around September. Today in history, 1954, Disneyland breaks ground. 61, Are You Lonesome Tonight? Elvis Presley hit number 1. 1962, Bishop Burke of Buffalo Catholic Diocese declares Chubby Checkers to Twist was impure and bans from all Catholic schools. Wow. How times have changed. 1974, 31st Golden Globes, and it went to?
The Exorcist.
Tubular Bells, The Exorcist. 1979, The Dukes of Hazzard was on CBS. 1995, Governor, and I remember this happening, Governor Christine Whitman dedicated a rest stop to Howard Stern. But I think they changed that. I think it was in New Jersey. And I don't know what happened. I think they took it away from him. But anyway, 2020, it's a real tragedy. LA Lakers basketball legend Kobe Bryant dies in a helicopter crash, one of the most talented basketball players of all time. If you wanted to know, today is Australia Day, Clashing Clothes Day. What do you think of that, Carl?
That's pretty good.
Dental Drill Appreciation Day. And it's International Customs Day, International Environmental Education Day, Lotus 1, 2, 3. I don't even know if they use that anymore. But it's NASA's Day of Remembrance, National Peanut Brittle Day, and National Spouses Day. We did our hazardous mitigation plan. I'll leave some of these for later. We do this in our morning briefing. But what it means is that we now qualify. Wendy's hard work got us qualified so then we can apply for federal grants. Farmers Market every third Thursday of the month. The Coffee Crawl, you can still get your tickets. You can still get tickets and go around. How many have you done, Ron?
3 so far.
3. All right. So these are the people that are business that are participating. You get a card at City Hall. You can get one tomorrow. It's $2. You go around to each coffee place for $1. Try the coffee. Fill out the form. Send it in. You qualify for a raffle. And somebody gets to say, world's greatest coffee. Groundhog Day. You saw that coming up. 8 o'clock. Don't come a minute past 8 because the sun comes up right at 8. February 2nd, right in Monument Square. We get to see a flamingo featherstone. Will tell us just how long is it going to be. We have a whole schedule of events, and we'll be in to talk about this on one of our shows. We have a whole week long on school vacation of all kinds of things that families can do, and we also have restaurant week. So stay tuned, 19th to the 25th. Pictures of the week, kids. You ready? Look at this. Thanks to everybody that helped out during these storms. Bizarre. Rain, snow, melting, freezing, more snow. Never got above 33 degrees, and then it went back down to 29. It never really got cold, never got warm. I think this is up in Elm Street. I took the picture. But thanks to everybody. It was quite something. Look at that, a view from Shoreland Farms.
Beautiful.
And the snow hung in there for a week. We had usually it blows off or it melts. It hung in there. It just hung in there. Very few times I can remember ever. Mechanic Street Park, beautiful in all seasons. Look at that, huh? Beautiful. And we had a big party on the mountain. Ron was there with emergency management. We must have had close to 300 kids up there, 275 to 300 kids. EMA came out and donated all their time, made homemade cookies, hot chocolate, hot beverages, and boy, did we have a good time. God Mania, that was last Tuesday, and it was awesome. It really was. It's fun to have an event like this in the winter, and we bought a ton of stuff while we were there. We bought something from everybody, and a lot of great vendors. So a great event. And there's Little Italy right here in Leominster. All the Italians get together at my cafe on Thursdays.
I'm going to have to join that crew.
You got to go down there. It is entertainment, I'm telling you. It is the best entertainment you're going to get. And happy birthday to Rocky. Rocky, a good man on the Historic Commission, does a lot in our veterans groups, big-time artist. He was 90 years old, and we had a little party, and another interesting find here at City Hall, we found a typewriter the other day.
Oh, wow.
Just in case you forgot what it was. And coming June 2023. You know what that is, Cal?
That is the police
The
station.
new police station. Look at that aerial shot, huh? What do you think of that, Scott?
That's amazing.
Pretty good, huh?
That's a
Caught
great
it.
shot.
Like I said, very seldom does the snow stay on top of on the trees. Usually the next day it gets windy or heats. Never. It's just pure artwork. And the new downtown common project. We had one meeting. We're going to have a public meeting. So we have a little bit of a pre-construction thought in there as to how we're going to handle all that. Cool. What you might see. So lots going on, and and things that Scott can do to tape when we have that public meeting. We have there are all kinds of things, and it's so good to be able to show this. And the remarkable part is that anyone from anywhere in the world can watch this.
You're right.
Yep.
You're right.
Today. I mean, that's right, on demand. They can watch it streaming. We have regular people that watch this streaming. So there you go. So it's official. So your last official full-time day will be when?
February 10th.
10th. And any feelings about walking out the door for the
I'm
February
sure it's going to be, I might get sentimental and cry on my way to the car, but...
No, I mean, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it has been.
I mean, you'll turn back and say, wow, look at what we've been able to accomplish. But again, great staff. And I said to Bradley, I said, Bradley, when you first came here, now you're like an adult, you've got responsibilities. He's more serious now. Did you notice that?
Yep.
He's like more business now. Keith came in, all business. Rob came in half and half. Rob's still where he was.
Yep.
He's kind of like vanilla. He came in, and he's the same way.
He's steady.
Steady.
Steady, and stays under the radar.
Yeah. So, Carl, thank you. That's just what a stretch that was, right?
Yeah,
What a 10-year.
I'm going to keep watching, and I might call in.
You call us? Corner of 6th and 5th Street. I mean, I'm sorry, 5th and Mechanic. Yeah, we got a pothole down here. I expect you. Yeah. 1 minute left. See how official he is back there?
He's good.
So, Scott, we expect to have some fun, and well, you never know what you get yourself involved in here, and
only good things, Dean.
But a great place here, and I think the biggest thing, Carl, for me is history is preserved here.
Yeah.
The two things: people have access to the things they never did before at any time of day or night, and history is preserved here.
That was important. As a matter of fact, Jack Selly's been working on uploading everything to archive.org, which is the National Archives online.
So you can just Google it?
A lot of the Leominster TV stuff is there forever and ever.
Imagine that.
It's there, and it can be downloaded, too. So.
Well, thank you for everything you've done. All right. We've got to leave now, right?
Yes.
That's what's on. So anyway, thanks for watching the show, Inside Leominster. Good night. God bless you. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. Got to show up. Good night.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisInsuranceAgency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
This is LTV.